And lastly, but surely not leastly, $3 million? Look, even if we were making that, I can't talk about what we make because that's really taboo. Talking about your contract. There's something in the contract that says you can't talk about the contract. Mm-hmm. But if you think what we're making hasn't paid for itself 10 times over in the time we've been here, how about what you're making? That's well-known news. I mean, everybody knows you pulled in $500 million from the company. And you don't think that's a little overinflated for what you've delivered? I don't know. I'm not privy to the numbers. I'm really not privy to the numbers. But there is a feeling that when you look at what the stock price was when you were hired and you look at it now, that there's a fucking problem. And perhaps it isn't Opie and Anthony's paycheck that's breaking the back of any fucking company. So don't talk about what we make. All right? Fucking asshole. Oh, God, does it infuriate me.
Yeah, as soon as you start talking about our salaries.
Don't fucking talk about what we're making.
And if it's worth it.
And if it's fucking worth it or not.
A lot of eyebrows go up and go, wow. Well, all right, since you mentioned it, let me think about some other things here.
There are people that show up and sit on their ass and don't say shit that make more than we do. Believe me. In their glass office. I want to put a sucker fish on the side of our fucking studio. Can I have a sucker fish that just sucks the fucking algae off the windows? Keeps them clean?
Hey, let's go to the next scene.
Next scene.
Act 3.
Act 3.
By the way, what's your name, sir?
Scott.
Scott. You're the old intern, I think.
Yes, sir.
Really old.
Yes.
Extremely old.
Very old.
Picked a great time to change.
Yeah, you're really proving it too this week. Yeah. Thanks.
I know, right? But you're playing the part of Artie, and let it be known, because this is radio, he's flat on his back for his role.
Yeah.
Eating.
Too bad, we can't. Whatever. Let's go. Ready, David? Starts with you again, I do believe. This is actual transcripts from what Howard was saying yesterday.
Oh, what is this? What is the subject of this one?
You got to read the scene.
I do?
The scene line, the name of the scene.
It's still part 2 of our salary, I guess.
Yeah. No, track 3. Yeah.
That's what it says, though. Can't justify.
Stop running the show, David.
What are you, the director?
Stop trying to top from the bottom.
Christian Bale, shut the fuck up and do the part.
Ooh. Ooh. What was that about?
Da-da-da-da-da!
Oh,
Here we go.
Good for Joe.
So, I think when you say you're the better morning man, or you have the better show, look, here's my feeling about what's happened to terrestrial radio since we left. I guess they first brought in David Lee Roth, and and then, who was after David Lee Roth?
Opie and Anthony.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, they came right in, yeah.
It would seem to me, I would have predicted that if you're on in the mornings in New York, considering that there's nothing entertaining on whatsoever, you should do very well.
I remember thinking they were in good shape, because he cleans the worst and David Lee Roth.
Right.
And we didn't do worse than David Lee Roth, you liar. First of all, David Lee Roth was a complete effing disaster and lasted, I don't even know, 3 months was it, Ed? 4 months maybe?
Yeah.
I really don't know, I forgot.
It was a disaster.
Because we do try to, keep with the facts. And then we went there and lasted just about 3 years. And they were selling our show, and we had very good ratings. Not as good as The Messiah, we understand, but we were doing very well for the company. But that's his strategic move to make us look like failures and, is to lump us in with David Lee Roth.
Yeah. All right.
Moving on?
Yep.
Irrelevant.
And it does aggravate me when guys go, oh, we're going to kick your ass. If we could only get on in the morning, we'd kick your ass.
Yeah, the only reason is we're on in afternoons, old man.
Yeah. We weren't even on in the morning. Nobody kicked our ass, but, And the ultimate insult is that I opened up the New York Post today. There isn't one article about it.
Right.
That they're gone. And, it just shows you how irrelevant they are.
But he failed to mention this. Whatever. I can't talk about why we're not in the Post. Believe me.
Irrelevant.
But we were page 2 of the Daily News. We almost made the front page of the Daily News. We were in every other newspaper.
All the news stories on TV that mentioned the format change, mentioned us, and everything. I mean,
a Google trend. We were like either 4th or 2nd yesterday. I mean, everyone was searching out Opie and Anthony news.
It was there.
It was everywhere. But this is strategic on his part to knock us down and stress the fact that we're failures and irrelevant when he just knows that's not true. Newsday, whatever. I don't really count that one. I've never liked Newsday. It was such a boring paper. Want to move on it?
Yes.
Nothing to comment there?
Nothing.
We said a lot earlier. All right, here we go.
Look, I have to tell you, in a lot of ways, this is the ultimate tribute to our show. That not only, and I don't mean to pick on Opie and Anthony,
Really?
but everyone who has tried to replace us on whatever station you can name has failed. And now, almost all of their stations, in fact, I think every one of their stations has switched formats.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much.
To top 40. And I got to thinking yesterday,
They had to get out of the talk business, the rock business. They've gotten out of every business.
if tomorrow I announced I was going back to terrestrial radio, I could do it all over again.
Oh, yeah.
And I could do it with my eyes closed. It is so. It comes so naturally easy to me to win on the radio that it's not even a challenge. It's easy. And as hard as terrestrial radio is now, because you can't even say anything, I still believe I could do it again.
And with your hands tied, you were number one.
Number one. And I wouldn't ever want to go back to terrestrial radio, because I can't tell you how sickening and life-draining it is to get your words and every thought bleeped because they're so fucking afraid of you.
And they jammed in content between commercial breaks that last forever.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Wow, good acting there.
That was good.
Very good.
That was real good. Yeah, and perhaps the reason everybody's switching formats is it's cheap. It's cheap. We're in an economic fucking free fall. And they don't want to pay talent. They're fucking firing people that were number one in their time slots.
All over the country.
All over.
CBS was doing this.
Clean fucking sweep of people so they could put in the women like you heard on that fucking promo earlier for that news piece.
Big names being fired. Not as big as the Messiah, but big names that were doing very well in their city. Very well. It's just what's going on out there. That's what happened with us.
God.
They didn't want to pay us, a lot of money to continue, even though we had the good ratings. That's pretty fucked up if you think about it.
I hate to sit here sounding like we're making excuses for things. I really do, but there's a difference between making excuses and clearing the fucking air of the bullshit that is being turned over by this fucking guy. It just never stops. We weren't even fucking talking about you for months.
Well, we just get under his skin.
Oh,
he can't help it. He can't help it.
All right, David.
For someone who thinks he's the greatest and the best at this, he's kind of insecure.
Do it all over again?
A little insecure.
You can do it all over again if you go to terrestrial radio. Well, go ahead. Do it all over again for about $102,000 that they would pay you. Because I think that's all they're doling out these days as far as pay goes. Hard to make that Hamptons mortgage payment on what they're paying a fucking board op.
And that's also like me saying, growing up, I loved basketball. I really believe if I just gave up on the show, practiced a little bit, I would kick ass in the NBA. Why is that crazy to say?
You're white.
Nah, but
not that tall.
When you just yap, and it's never going to happen, right?
It's easy to
Anyone
say.
could do that. I think I could be great in the NBA. That's what I say today.
Number one with your hands tied behind your back.
Send that Tweet the shit out of that. Let's make that a big thing today.
Tweet.
Opie thinks he could be a star in the NBA at 37 years old.
37.
What happened?
I don't know. Somehow you stole a DeLorean.
All right, what do we got? One more? Track 6.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
But, today I'm gloating a little bit.
Today, a little bit. Sorry, had a comment.
I'm gloating a little bit. I do feel good about it. I do. I feel great.
Well, it's a shame that, your good feeling has to come from other people's demise.